It was an app for like women, like almost half naked women or something like that.
Yeah.
Some sexualized thing with women.
Yeah.
I was like, did someone hack? Did someone? Did someone? And I called up my son. I was like, Jassine. My son's name is Jassine. I was like, Jassine. I call him Papa. So I said, Papa, did
He said yes. He said yes, Mama.
I'm a little confused right now.
With several billion members, the human race is divided in two distinct sexes, male and female. While men are simple creatures requiring only the most rudimentary of emotional needs to be satisfied, there is a subgroup classified as the nice guy, a dying breed of chivalrous, romantic, domesticated gentlemen whose qualities are desired by the opposite sex. Allegedly. However, they are dismissed, scoffed, and confined in such concepts as the bestie, work husband, and the dreaded friend zone.
You don't think this is a little bit too dramatic? Just let it happen.
Joe and Jason are the last of the nice guys.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode, which, by the way, it's episode ocho. That's eight.
No, we don't do that. We don't do that on this podcast. No,
Whatever.
It's not that kind of podcast.
So, episode 8 of The Last of the Nice Guys. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in, and welcome once again. I am only one small part of your host, Joe, with my amazing, wonderful co-host.
The large part of the host, because there's nothing small about me, Jason.
I just gave you like the alley-oop of all alley-oops, and you
you did. And
you
I took it.
just slammed it in my face and then kicked me in the balls at the same time. So, with that being said, thank you everybody for joining us. Episode 8, we have a good topic to talk about with you. If you are a parent, specifically, this is a great topic and this is a great episode because eventually your kid, daughter or son will be asking you these questions, this question, and talking about this with you. But
fantastic. So episode 8, it's our very first A Father's Tale, The Birds and the Bees.
Yes.
So, and basically, I just want to throw it out there. We're going to have these little segments like the Council of Men and then the title. And whenever we're going to discuss parenting things, we're going to call them A Father's Tale. So whenever you see that subheading or that heading, you know that this is going to be one of those stories. So, look forward to it. Last of the Nice Guys is going to cover more than just how much we hate women. I mean, how much women hate. No,
let's keep it real. Yeah. How much women? Fuck them. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm joking.
Not just going to talk about the women's shortcomings or male shortcomings or how crappy it sucks to be a nice guy. We're going to discuss other topics too, and because one of the things that we do have in common is being young fathers and or starting young as fathers and going through similar things. I'm just a little more advanced than him, but advanced as in like I've had my kids a little longer. So what he's dealing with now, I probably just dealt with a couple of years ago, so we can commiserate together. So our first A Father's Tale. Take it away, Joe.
So I have a interesting story that happened with my 10-year-old about a month and a half ago.
Okay.
I normally go ahead and tell my son, because he's into games, which I don't expect any child that's, especially if you're a boy, if you're into if you're at that point of if you grew up on games and you've been playing them, eventually they will find out. They will take interest somehow, some way. On the rare occasion that they do not take interest, good for you, I guess. Whatever. But at the same time, my opinion is it might happen or will happen. But anyway, to go along with that, so I told my son one day I was going to the store. I said I'm going to go across the street. I'm going to get us lunch. And normally I live in an apartment. My son is well aware. He's 10 years old. He's aware of everything. The stores are literally across the street from my house. I'll be right back. I'm going to get us lunch. Stay here, play your game, whatever. So I proceed to walk across the street to the store. And I get a notification from email about some Amazon app that was just downloaded. Now, my son's tablet is linked to my email. Naturally, as it should be, because I'm the parent, I have to observe everything he has. He does have a phone, which is not my doing, and we did speak about this on the last podcast.
Yes, we did.
Spoke about this either off podcast or on podcast. We spoke about this, but it wasn't my doing. I did not agree to this, but of course, it happened. So I check everything of his, everything. And I happened to get a notification on my Gmail account about an Amazon app that was downloaded. Definitely not by me because he has a tablet. And the app was something along the lines of, if I can remember correctly, I wish I saved it because I actually took a picture of my fiance. It was an app for like women, like almost half naked women or something like that.
Yeah.
Some sexualized thing with women.
Yeah.
I was like, did someone hack? Did someone? I was mortified.
Somebody hacked my account?
I was mortified because I was on the phone with one of my family members. I believe I was talking to my fiance and her older sister, and I got the notifications, as I was on the phone, and like I'm looking at it, and they're talking in the background. I'm mortified because I'm like, this shit, and I immediately tell them I'll call back, and I called up my son. And I was like, Jassine. My son's name is Jassine. I was like, Jassine. I call him Papa. So I said, Papa,
He said yes. He said yes, Mama.
I'm a little confused right now. I said, I'm not, and I have to say this because when as a parent, I've learned that if you say something, the first couple of words always speak volume. So I don't want to go nuts on him. So I said, Papa, I'm a little confused. I'm not mad at you at all, but I just want to know. There's an app that was downloaded, and I said the name of the app, and I was like, did you download this app? And at first, obviously, if you're 10 and you're a child, you don't want to get caught. So he lied. He was like, no, I didn't download the app. I don't know what you're talking about. I was like, all right, let me read this to you real quick. Blah, blah, blah. I downloaded at this time and on this day, and it came directly, it literally says, it says your tablet's name. It says Jassine's tablet. So this had to be you. And then I was like, I'm not mad at you. You can tell me the truth. He was like, yes. I was like, all right. Do you know why you downloaded that app? Was there a reason why? He was like, I saw it and I was just curious. I was like, all right, cool. That's a great answer. I'm not mad at you because curiosity is okay. But when I get back, we're going to have a talk about this because I need to know what made you so curious about half-naked women with their titties showing and stuff like that. Like, it was legit. It was one of those like apps where I guess it was just obviously made for adults, right. And it was just focused on like some sexual, sexy shit for women. I was like, I got mortified by it because I didn't expect my 10-year-old boy, 10-year-old boy, to be like interested or knowing what the this is.
Listen, so you happen to remember the name of the app? I just want to.
I
want to do some opposition research on the app. So, that's all.
Jay, shut the fuck up. I don't, and we're not going to disclose that because I don't want any parents out there, if you know, no, you know what? No,
what's Justin's phone number?
Anyway, so God, I hate you so much. So I came back, and you know, I told him I wasn't mad at him. He got very embarrassed. He got very scared. I had to calm him down a little bit because he was very he was overly emotional with him getting caught about something that he knows was wrong. But in actuality, I'm one of those parents where it's like, when you told me you were curious, I believe you. You're curious. You want to know what it is. You want to know why it is. You want to know the answers. And he flat out told me. I don't know how he learned this, where he learned this. I'm guessing it's one of his friends, because I'm gonna be honest with you, between me and you, Jay, I don't know if your boys have friends that you personally just don't like, but I've been noticing when my son plays Fortnite, he has these friends sometimes, they talk too much and say things they're not supposed to for like 10-year-olds or 11-year-olds or 12-year-olds, and I kind of want to butt in and be like, hey, shut the fuck up and please stop saying the F curse, saying the N word, like stop, you're kids. If what I'm saying to you is offending you, get your parents so I can go ahead. Right.
It's the same thing. The difference is that he wears a headset, so I don't really hear it much anymore. It's only sometimes when it pops out will I hear it, and I'll perk up for a minute, but I'll say, you know what, but yeah, it's not just you. That's how it is. It isn't even just the Fortnite game itself. It's just gaming in general. They're in their little world and they think they're hardcore. They're gonna do and say these things. So
yeah. Exactly.
And again, I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying that's you're not the only one. I've been there.
Yeah. So it just, at the end of the day, it's all about just making sure your kid is good. You're protecting your children, and I understand that, and I'm all about that. But back to his curiosity with this, he asked me flat out. He was like, "What is sex?" And I was like, "Oh, I didn't think this was gonna come this early."
Oh wow, he actually asked. Okay.
I was waiting at least until he was like 12, 13, 14, 15, like around anywhere between 12 and up. I didn't think he was just gonna happen at 10. So
that's wishful thinking. You're so sweet.
Something had to. Yeah, thanks. Something had to.
Oh, sorry. What is that?
Click with me.
I'm looking for the app. Sorry.
You're fucking. Something had to click with me where I was thinking about who the fuck told him or presented him with any of these things, and I think in the back of my head I automatically just blamed his friends. So, which is a natural thing to do because kids nowadays will go ahead and talk about anything at such a young age, and I can't.
Right.
As opposed to when we were kids, this shit never happened. But yeah, I had to talk with him. We talked for like a good solid hour about it. I broke it down to him. I told him the whole baby thing and why it happens, how it happens, just stuff along the way. He, at the end of the day, he's 10. So, did he remember it? I hope so. Will he not do that again? Absolutely, because I think I kind of scared him without even trying to scare him, if that makes sense.
Right.
And he just wanted to be informed, and he was curious. So I didn't really go ahead and tell a lot of people this. My mother, his grandmother, does not know. I did not tell anyone except for, I guess, the podcast world.
The entire audience is listening. All 200-300.
And you and my fiance and actually my fiance's sisters know about it, and and one of the older one is a parent, but her son is only 3, so she's not even close to being around there yet. But at the same time, she's a parent, so she she told me, she was like, look, it's just curiosity. I wouldn't be so pissed about it. It's not like he was doing anything where he was actually committing the act, where it's just curious. And to me, again, the feeling kind of made my heart drop because my kid is getting too old fast, and I don't want that to happen. And it's like
it's not the way it used to be, Joe.
It's surreal, dude. It's really surreal.
It's innocence is lost a lot sooner because the availability of the information is there.
It's there.
Okay,
Yeah.
when we were younger, the internet was dial-up, dude, and you can only be on dial-up for so long because your parents want to use the house phone. Cell phones weren't the thing much
Right.
back then either.
I
So,
didn't see this until like
right,
what we were 15 or
yeah, maybe I think me and you both came into our own working at Silver Gull. Really getting into it. So, the fact is that if for us with the limited technology that existed then, it's 14, 15. You're lucky you got as far as 10. You know, to be honest with you, because of the availability of the internet. And and I went through something very similar. And I wouldn't say, I'm not saying it wasn't his friends, but YouTube. I'm just letting you know right now, YouTube. I will commiserate and I'll share with you my experience that happened a couple of years ago.
I
But
like to
but
know because you have older boys, you have two
yes,
boys like that. So I like to know if I mean obviously this you said this happened to you already with them and yourself. So I want to know uh
okay. So
situation. It's like
it's it's it's
how did you
it's
deal with it?
it. Well, you see, I didn't get, unlike you, I didn't get the opportunity to be the first to discuss it with them. I didn't get the opportunity or to bring it up, to address it. I found out after, as an afterthought. My oldest, was several years ago, was caught looking at hentai on his laptop, right, by his stepfather. My understanding, the situation that happened, it wasn't very favorable. He made it into a big deal. It was very embarrassing. It was very um, it was unfortunate, the story that I was told, because you made the boy ashamed, feel like he was wrong. You know what I'm
Absolutely,
saying? So
absolutely.
before I even found out about anything, he had a mini discussion with the stepfather, then his mother, then his nana. Then I was told. So by that time, the message was muddled. It was messed up. It was conversations about coming and STDs, and it was a jumbled mess. What I ended up hearing that was discussed with him between the three of them. By the time it got back to me, it's funny. I did an unmasking vlog about it. I had a vlog once upon a time on my personal channel, and I actually brought it up there. It's called something. Let me see if I can bring it up. It's funny because if I knew we were discussing this today, I would have queued up some sound bites and played
Yeah,
that, because
yeah.
the story's there. All of it is already online. It's on my Dr. DRJ DRJAY 410 thing, and it's called I gotta bring this up because it's really funny. I'm not gonna play it, but I'm just trying to see if I can remember what the name was. Where's Unmasked? It's somewhere here, or maybe it isn't. I don't know. Let me go to my channel. But anyway, by the time I got back to me, I was mortified at what I was told to him.
Right.
Uh, it was I was just like, why would you do that? There it is. It's called Confessions of a Single Father Part 1. This is 4 years ago. It's funny, I have a
Wow.
timestamp. It happened 4 years ago.
So
And
that's when it happened when you found out.
yes, and I,
Okay.
I basically explained exactly. I was way thinner back then. Holy crap. Anyway, I mean, you can see my neck. It's fantastic. So, but yeah, Confessions of a Single Father Part 1. And basically, I explained it. I'm like, why would you I react like that? Furthermore, why would you take this opportunity away from his father to discuss this? Why would you let the stepfather, then the mother, then the nana, and only tell me as an afterthought? So, yeah, he was caught looking at hentai, um, and he was curious when he was asked. He was curious because he wanted to know what it was, and he heard about it from YouTube. No friends, no nothing. He heard. He's like, "What was hentai?" He typed it in, and he was looking at it. Um, whether that's as far as it went or not, whatever. But the simple fact is that they made it seem like it was the end of the world.
Right.
And
Right.
so when he came to me, I said, check it out. Whatever your stepfather said is irrelevant. That's one, because he said it out of anger or out of whatever it was, whether it be I don't know, ashamed, I don't know, whatever it was, but that's irrelevant because that was, he made it seem like it was wrong. Two, whatever your mother or your nana told you, I said, don't listen to that. I literally said, ignore it. They don't have penises. I literally said that. Ignore it. They don't have penises.
Absolutely.
Now let's talk. Now let's talk. And I had to basically, I don't know how much of what I said resonated because, again, I was the fourth voice after everything.
Right.
And I mean, at this point, the boy's embarrassed. He feels a certain way. He thinks he's going to be in trouble. He thinks he's going to be monitored more, and it's unfortunate. And so I literally said in the vlog, I said, listen, if my son asked me about it, I would have explained it, and I might have even shown it to him in my presence to say, look, this is what it is. This is what it's about.
Right.
Because here's the thing with me. When you make something forbidden fruit, that doesn't stop a child or a person from wanting to seek it out anyway. You just make it a secret. You make it something taboo. And when something's taboo and they can't come and speak to you about it,
absolutely,
then you invite secrecy, you invite wishy-washiness, you invite that kind of nonsense. You don't want that as a parent. And I made it very clear to his mother. I said, if you're gonna make it seem like, I said, he's a boy, he's growing, he's curious. I told him there's nothing wrong. I actually said to him, I said, there's nothing that you are doing to yourself, experimenting, that I haven't done and probably am not still doing to myself. I said, let's be honest with you. There's nothing you can be doing with yourself that your father has not done and probably isn't still doing to himself. I wanted to make it very clear that this is a natural progression. It's not a perversion. It is not something to be frowned upon. You're not going to hell. Okay? You're not engaging in anything that could cause STDs. Don't use the word. Please don't use. Huh? What?
Was he told that, by the way?
What? I don't know, but I mean, I can't tell you. It's been 4 years, so I can't tell you verbatim what was said. I'm pretty sure in that vlog, I quoted more of what I heard. I can't remember it, but the impression that he got was very negative. It was very negative. It was an unpleasant experience because of the shock. I understand the shock, but you don't make the boy feel bad about himself. He wasn't. He wasn't looking at bestiality. You know what I'm saying? It was cartoon. It was anime. And anime was big at the time. We were watching a lot of anime, so you heard about it. It is what it is. So, I had to bring him down, and I explained what it's about. What need to be safe. Blah blah blah. What you do with your time. I said, but maybe your personal time should be private, not accessible. But I made it very clear that there was nothing wrong with experimenting, but ask your father, speak to your father about it. Don't and definitely don't let them make you feel bad about how where you're going about being curious. As long as it doesn't go any further than that, have a discussion, and that's how that conversation went. So that's why I envy you, because you had the ability. It was on your time, and you had the ability to nip it in the bud, to discuss it, and you did exactly what I would have done. I would have asked the same questions, but I had to play damage control when it was my turn, and I hate that. To this day, whenever I think about it, I mean, I don't think of it very often, but if it ever comes up with you or somebody else, I think about how I didn't get that opportunity. I had to play damage control, with the message. I didn't get to instill upon him as a father. This is something you don't take away from a father, especially an engaged father. These are things I would never do that. I would never do it to help the birds and the bees with my daughter. Absolutely not. If their mother is there and around, I would say, listen, you should talk to your mom. That there's certain things that I believe should be reserved for the same-sex parent of the child, because the opposite-sex parent hasn't experienced it, doesn't really know. You can only assume. I can never explain the menstruation cycle to a little girl.
Yeah, never.
I can read a book. I can tell you what I've seen, but I can't tell you what it feels like. How you know? I can't commiserate with you. I cannot empathize with you. Certain things, like and again, a mother has no idea what it feels like to have an erect penis, whatsoever. You don't know what it feels like. You don't know what starts it. You don't know you don't know the lengths that we have to go to bring it back down and calm ourselves down. You don't know anything about that, And so I'm not gonna take that away from you. It shouldn't have been taken away from me, but it was. However, I think I did a good job. I think when it came to damage control.
Yeah. I wouldn't feel bad. I wouldn't feel bad if I was you. I think that yes, I would be pissed. I would have been pissed just as much as you were in that situation, definitely, because you're the biological father. You're the father. You should have been told this a lot sooner. Literally on the same fucking day it happened. But unfortunately, we'll have people in our lives, especially if you have kids, if the other parent is still alive and well and not on drugs.
He went alive first.
Then you know that you're gonna have to share certain moments of the child's life, regardless of how much you hate it. And that's one of the parts, especially when you have boys, like especially girls too. But I don't have one yet. But I prefer to just speak on the boys' behalf because it's very shocking to hear your little mini me talk about stuff like that. It's not something that you're used to hearing. You probably didn't prep for it. I mean, no parent.
Nobody can prepare for it. No.
Yeah. No. So that in itself, these situations occur when you're dealing with children of a young age from anywhere between, I guess now, 10 to 15, and they want like I'm saying 10, but anywhere between 10 to 15, the talk will come. I mean, if it doesn't happen at 15, then.
But it may not happen at all. Let me ask you a question. Did you have the talk when you were growing up?
No.
Neither did I. That's my point. So is the talk important? Yes. Is the talk necessary? Not necessary. Not really. Not because it's not important, but because they're gonna figure it out.
It's what you said though earlier. What the access to information nowadays is enormous.
And perverse.
All you have to do, literally, I mean, they're promoting, like, this shit on a regular basis. They're promoting porn sites. They're promoting...
Well, sex sells.
Yes, and that's just a thing that's been happening for decades. I mean, fucking way back when Marilyn Monroe was in her prime, her main attraction was her body, her face. Yeah. It's all about sex. So, at the end of the day, you cannot unsee this. Unless you are a fucking Jehovah's Witness or a Mormon or any one of those, I'm sorry to say, if I offend anybody, crazy fanatic religions, but if you are in those cults, I mean religions, then you will definitely then you will understand what's happening in today's world, in the real world, where people. Young kids are exposed to things that, okay, maybe they shouldn't be exposed to, but eventually they will be. Eventually they will be. A lot of parents don't even give a fuck, to be honest with you. A lot of them, I'm pretty sure half of the friends that my son talks to on a regular basis, on the phone or on Fortnite, parents don't even know what the fuck is going on.
But that doesn't mean that they don't give a fuck. It just means that they're not observant. They're not, or they have trust in their children. Or, because I'll tell you something right now. You just said you have an app that tracks what they download, right? What your son downloads, right? I don't have that. I've never had that for my boys, even when they had a phone. Because, again, when you have those things, if they don't know you have it, it's a violation of trust. And again, anything that I'm not, the kids should have their own privacy. They earned it. No, I don't believe that. But what I do believe, though, is that if they don't give you a reason to mistrust them or to distrust them or whatever the word is, don't treat them as if they did, kind of thing. So, and I'm not commenting on the fact that you have that app. I mean, it's actually smart. I probably should have that app, or should have had it, years ago. Right. But I put a little stock in the way I raise my kids. And I made it very clear. I go on the honor system. And I used to use the phrase, "Don't go on any nonsense." No, I won't, Dad, because they know what I mean by nonsense. And I go in the honor system, that they do that, that they respect me, because I don't have the reason not to respect me when it comes to the honor system. I don't need to put a tracker to see what you're doing. I did say that, if I feel so inclined, I have the right to go through your phone. If I feel so inclined, I have the right to go through your laptop. If I know what you're doing. But me personally, I will not invoke those powers unless I have a reason to. And I'm not saying I'm a soft father, but what I am saying though is that, again, I my childhood wasn't bad. It was difficult. It was trying. I had a very relaxed mom who gave me that respect, that honor, as long as I didn't do anything to violate it or to lose it. But my father was a little more hardcore. Every little thing you did, he tracked how long you're on video games. He tracked how long you did this, and it was very stressful. And I said, I'm not going to do that to my kids unless they make me do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so in the end, you can be pissed at daddy for being hard on you, but guess what? In the back of your mind, he's hard on you because of what you did. For example, my youngest had a terrible year last year. It was a terrible year last year. Terrible, both scholastically and behavior-wise, and his life became miserable. He had he lost a lot of free time. He had to earn back it. He had to earn every single little crumb back to where he is now.
Right.
And as much as he probably was pissed off at me or probably hated me for it, he knew in the back of his head, well, I screwed up. I was hanging with the wrong people. I was doing the wrong thing in school. I was getting bad grades. I got suspended from school. Stuff like that. These are all add up. And the back of his head, he knew. And took us to build it back up over 6 months. Got everything back to normal again. Had a decent summer. Turned it all around. You know what I'm saying? Because he knew. But I only had to invoke those powers, confiscating your phone, checking these things, because you made me do it, kind of thing. So that's the kind of parent that I am. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt, but I'm telling you right now, if a kid is going to slip up and screw up, they're not going to stay hidden because they think you're relaxed. They're going to slip up, and then boom, the hammer comes down, like, oh crap, he really meant it. He's being really hard on me. I'm shocked. No, I'm a carefree dad, but I'm still a parent. And so, but I do respect that you have that app on his. Well, if it's 10, I get it. I absolutely get it. Because it is important, especially. I didn't even know that they had suggestive apps like that.
Well, they have an app. I wanted to tell you this also as well. They have a. It's called Life. What is it called? It's called Life 360. Yes, okay. Life 360 is actually a very. It's a great app for if you have kids and your kids are young with phones. It's also an app that I guess it doesn't have any negatives to it, because nowadays, and I'm specifically speaking about nowadays, because the amount of children getting kidnapped is unfucking real, and the thought of that happening, I don't even want to think about it, but it's a scary feeling as a parent, because I know for a fact that I would probably be going to jail for life off of killing somebody, and I'm not saying that because I'm a big shot, but at the end of the day, if you try to take my children, your only natural instinct is to kill them or hurt them. That's just my opinion. But I have this app that I didn't even.
You sound rather violent there.
I am, because when it comes
I'm joking.
Yeah, when it comes to my child, man, I keep hearing these stories on Facebook about missing child, videos of people trying to snatch him right from their hand. Like, no, I can't deal with that shit. No, not me. Definitely not me. And this app gives you a pinpoint location of your kids, where they are. Now, right now, I can possibly show you right now, but like, for example, I'll put it on the camera for you, for the viewers. It's really neat. So, oh shit. Okay. Not So you could see, not that right there. Let's just block that part.
It's really bright, but okay.
No, let's just block that part off. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. It is really bright. So this part, God damn it, this part right here. Like these dots that you see, these like circle dots, whatever, are the locations of the people that are in your group.
Okay.
So, for example, the G is grandmother, which is my mother, and then the P is for my son because his nickname is Poppy. So you can actually see in like a Google Maps type of view where they are, where their phone, how much their phone is charged, and gives you pretty much a pinpoint location as long as they have the location sharing on within the app. So I think this is a very neat thing.
Did you get a whole app for that?
Well, I didn't really suggest this. His mother did. So the mother suggested that if he gets a phone, the only way that he can have this phone to himself, even have it working, period, is if he gets this app. If he doesn't want this app or he complains about it, the answer is no. You don't even get one. You don't bother getting one.
I just want to be very clear that Snapchat does that as part of its own feature.
Well, guess what?
Snapchat. I'm just letting you know that I am not impressed because Snapchat does that. It actually it has a map function, and everybody that's on your list, if they have their locator on, you'll see their little avatar just right there, pinpoint exactly where they are.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
Wait, I'm sorry, viewers out there. I'm just gonna take a look.
Snapchat. If they have their locator on, you can see it. When you look at the map part. Hold on. Yeah, look, see?
Holy shit.
Here's the map right there.
Let me see it.
You see the map? Can you see?
Yeah, that's you right there.
That's me. That's me. It tells me where I am, and I can zoom out, and anybody else who has it. And look, if you look right there, you see that little dark-haired dude with the red hair?
Yeah.
That's Joey.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So you see your avatars, and you can click, and we're right there. This is Joey and me, and of course we're right next to each other. So Snapchat actually does do that as long as the statuses are the locators on. I found it to be fun, but Life 360 is pretty cool. That's interesting, very interesting.
Wow, interesting indeed. I'm like fascinated about this Snapchat shit.
Yeah,
this is fucking crazy to me.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Anyway,
Snapchat does it. Snapchat does it. It does do it.
Yeah,
but no, your app is still cool though. Don't feel bad that you're not hip with all the other kids.
If I would, to be honest with you, I don't think I'd want my child to have Snapchat anyway.
Of course not. Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I get it. It's a feature to ensure the safety of your children, and you don't want to fall in the wrong hands. But as a parent, it's kind of like a little bit of a like I feel a little bit secure now, safe, knowing that my kid is where he's at, and that to me is very important. But
yeah, peace of mind. It always goes back to peace of mind.
Yes. So the peace of mind for me is actually amazing. I love it. I love the fact that that's like an actual thing that I can actually look forward to and look at. But in regards to the topic itself, again, I don't want to chime too much into this because it's one of those things where you can definitely, if you're a good parent and you have a good head on your shoulder, you can kind of.
No, the app. Sorry, the app is called what again? Life 360.
Life 360.
Okay.
Yeah. So, like for example, me and you could be in a group together, and we can communicate through that. It's kind of like exactly what you just said about Snapchat, but for family purposes, right. I guess. So yeah, that in itself is cool. Well, yeah, I'm just I'm a little bit concerned with the future of children nowadays because of the access of what they have in front of their screen, in video games, in on your laptop, tablet, whatever it is, your phone. The access is there. It is scary, and at the bottom line is you just want to make sure your kids are safe. Period. You want to make sure they're safe. You want to make sure they're secure. You don't want anything happening to them. If they speak stuff about sexual stuff or sex is gonna happen because they're gonna be curious, and curiosity is okay. It's okay to be curious.
Yeah.
It's okay to wonder. Why does this happen the way it happens, or just questions that you, excuse me, questions that your children may not understand or know. It's up to you as an adult to provide those answers. So, with that being said, if you have any last words, my brother, let me know.
No, I wanted to know just real quick. So how did that conversation end with your son? What because again, my conversation ended with I was saying, listen, it's okay. Private time is private time. Just come speak to me first, kind of thing. That's how my conversation ended. But how did yours end?
Mine ended with I had to reiterate a couple times. Again, I'm not mad at you. It's okay that you were curious about this, and I'm glad that you were, because you have an idea of what it means, what it is.
Right.
And for future reference, just know that when the time comes when you get of age, and you are at that point where you have these mixed feelings inside of you, where they seem to be brand new, and it could be for the opposite sex, or even the same sex. I don't really care, but whatever it is, if you feel as if
aren't you a progressive father?
I'm an open father, and if you feel as if those feelings they feel different to you, they feel weird, come and talk to me. I told my son, I prefer you to speak to me about anything related to this topic, more so than the females in your life. If you have any questions about this, if you have any questions about, another woman in terms of, another woman, another girl, when you get of age, come to me. I've been in the same boat. I know what it's like. I've lived through it already. I prefer you to come to me, and I want you to be open about it and honest and communicate. Don't be ashamed. Don't feel embarrassed. You did nothing wrong.
Right.
Nothing that you did was wrong. And this is how I closed it. And I told him, I was like, I love you, I'm proud of you, and that's it. And that's it. I told him, the reason why I say I'm proud of you is because I want to make sure he knows that. And I told him, like, kids your age usually don't talk about this stuff, especially your age. But
right.
Nowadays, in this generation, I explained to him, it's very different as opposed to when Daddy grew up. You have so many more things that you can access to, as opposed to when I grew up, that you can see anything you want at the click of a fucking dime. Like, you could just click on something and it's right there in your face. So I didn't have that, I told him. And I wanted him to make sure that he knows that communication is key. Unless you are at the house with your own family, with your own woman, with your own whatever, then you can take it from there. You can still talk to me about stuff, communicate with me, ask me questions. But at that point, you should know everything by everything. So I left it as that. I left it as him feeling. I left it as him feeling good about himself instead of feeling like shit.
That's good.
So that was it. That was pretty much my conversation with my boy. I was very happy with him. Not mad, and that was it. So
good. So you did well. See what you said. Like, again, we are very similar when it comes to our views on women and parenting. And it's just funny because I did, just saying that's why I can't wait for Council of Men when we get some new voices to really, because me and you, it's for the most part we're pretty much patting each other on the back about topics. And I have to be real. There's no. It'd be really funny if when it's gonna happen. We're not identical, but it's gonna be funny when we reach an impasse on a topic where you feel strongly one way and I feel strongly the other way. And I actually look forward to that because that'll be one hell of a good debate for us. It'll probably be a monumental episode when if ever we have we get into that one of those topics. But before we wrap up, we actually have a backup of comments that I.
Oh.
Yeah, that I've sent to us a while ago that I keep forgetting to do. So I'm just going to run through them real quick. So from my sister, Natalie. She had commented on Snapchat.
Really? Okay.
Yes, she had commented on Snapchat a while ago, and she says, this is about one of our previous episodes. I think it's unfair and not a way of living if you can't have friends outside your marriage, no matter the sex. That's pure insecurity within a marriage. Sad way of life. So she's commenting on that episode that we had when we discussed should married people have friends of the opposite sex. So that's her response. She definitely agrees with that. So thank you, Nat. That's my sister. You know, you'd be surprised who's listening to this. You know.
Yeah.
We got a comment on our Instagram. That's Last Nice Guys. It was when we discussed the stigma of dating women who make more money than us. On Fire Productions, who actually I helped. I was what was I? Assistant DP, assistant director, and of her indie film Tangled Web. I was there for a good chunk of it. I did a bunch of her behind the scenes as well. Great friend, wonderful person. She's one of the strongest women that I know. She commented interesting topic, so she definitely checked it out. She was curious about that. And then it's funny, the lady friend who helped inspire our last episode's topic, Victoria comments. You need to stop it. We definitely are going to record this clip again with me because I have some stuff to say. You can invite Joe as well. And she goes, I should have been in this video too. She's referring to, I believe she's also referring to which topic was that? Let me see if I can bring that up, because that was a while ago. I want to say it was the one of the insecurity topics, but I'm going to go actually and just bring up her comment and find out if I can see what exactly the topic was. It was it was a good one. I believe it was, maybe if I look here. Ooh, more money, difference of cheating, selfishness. I think it was, dang, I don't remember. That's how long ago this was that I had these things and I just kept on pushing it back to discuss it. I have to bring them all up just to remember. And now I'm trying to see if I can find general. No. Primary.
That's hilarious though. That the last comment that we had was actually kind of like a oh, you guys are wrong type thing. I like that. I like when people tell us that we're wrong, because it leads to a nice debate, healthy debate.
Oh, and there's another one. Sorry. So we also put up, this was a couple weeks ago. It says, to the man who randomly stopped texting a girl after you used to talk to her all day, every day, why'd you stop? We had a comment, and it says, a girl said, because they're not trying to get too attached. So, and I said, my response, she goes, usually the man, because he probably has some other girl to talk to, but if you two text all the time and she never starts a conversation, first, she's probably not that interested in you, and only responds back to your text because she's not trying to be rude, and I respond back because who does that? So that's a response she gave to why, if a man stops talking, why the women won't talk.
Right.
I'm actually going through our activities right now, looking for this, and I'm realizing there's a bunch of stuff that I never talked about on this.
Wow, that's what we missed a lot.
We definitely did. I have to do better. I will, though. I will do better when it comes to this, because we do appreciate and hope. I think what if she deleted it all? Because I'm not seeing it. It's funny because I think it's no, not the fear of growing up. I don't see her stuff on here. I have to assume she probably deleted it then or something, because it's not here to reply to. In the episode comment, it's like it was highly overrated. Yeah, it's not here, but I don't know what she was referring to. I think it was the episode where we were talking about making more money, dating women who make more money than you. So of course, when we got into that, we discussed how it can make you feel, how it doesn't make you feel, and stuff like that. So I think that's what she was referring to when she mentioned that she wanted to talk about it, but I can't find the comments anymore. And so that's it. So that's all 4 or 5 comments we've got. Let me make sure there's no emails before I forget. Good, no emails. So we're all caught up now. Thank you for commenting. Of course, check us out excuse me, on at Last Nice Guys. That is our Twitter, our we have Facebook, yeah, our Facebook and our
And
Instagram.
yes.
And Instagram. Of course, email us. I would love to hear full emails from you guys. Not just snippets. I love that you guys comment, personally via text, or you call about it, or you even message me on my own personal. But by all means, send us an email. Just real quick, even if you type it on your phone, giving us your response to any of these topics. That's at lastoftheniceguys@yahoo.com. We will read them. I would love to discuss this with you guys. And yes, to answer the question, I forgot it was before. We will have female guests in the future, not anytime soon, because this is the last of the Nice Guys. But yes, I do intend in the future, after we've got our Council of Men, to have a battle of the sexes. That is a plan where it's 3 or 4 guys, 3 or 4 women, and to battle it out, to discuss these topics. That is the ultimate goal, like the Avengers Assemble kind of thing. Not anytime soon. But yes, to those females out there who are interested in joining the conversation, we absolutely want you to join the conversation. Just keep commenting and keep hitting us up, and when we will do a casting call for that, and we will have the battle of the sexes, and it will be a doozy, but it'll be worthwhile. So we're gonna hold off on it.
It will. It's great to have both genders in the same.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we're not biased. It's not all about just the man's point of view. But the Last of Nice Guys podcast was created to express the male point of view, because it's something that's not really in my opinion, it's not expressed enough. The genuine male point of view, not the chauvinistic, toxic masculinity. I'm a man, I don't feel anything, I don't have to cry. No, the legitimate. How some men want to discuss how they feel, and Joe and I just decided to put ourselves out there first. To say, listen, it's okay to feel your feelings. It's okay to say a woman hurt you. It's we do get hurt. We have feelings, ladies. Final thoughts, Joe, before we wrap this up.
Make sure you are open and communicate with your kids about topics of sex, of especially what's going on in the world. Why, basically, the current events of why things are happening, and especially to have to do with sex. Anything around that topic, make sure you are open with your kids, unless they are doing things that are unheard of at a young age. I do not recommend beating them down verbally when it comes to making them feel like shit.
I agree.
Just be open with them, man. Talk to them. It's not going to kill you. It definitely will make them feel great. I guarantee you, and I know this for a fucking fact. It will make them feel very special, knowing that you are talking to them on a very decent, noble level.
Yes.
So just make sure that just make sure you're very open and you communicate. That's the only thing I gotta say about that.
All right, and I totally agree. I have nothing else to co-sign on that. With that being said, that's it for Last of the Nice Guys, episode 8. A Father's Tale, our first A Father's Tale, The Birds and the Bees. Joe, thank you for sharing that story and reminding me of my own story, so I can go home and hug my pillow and cry. But tell the fine people where they can find you personally.
Personally, you can find me on Instagram, aka the Gram, JoeTarrro, and I don't have anything else, only because Instagram seems to be my only choice of
communication.
Yeah, and from there, if you want to ask for emails or whatever, DM me. I will be gladly to give that to you.
Yes, submit to this man's DMs. Of course, I'm Jason. It's always a pleasure talking to you guys. You can check me out, my personal stuff, technically. That's Viberev Studios, VibeRevStudios. I got, a few personal stuff there, but mostly studio stuff, a lot of fun things there. Anything you want to see, this show and much, much more. Digital media is my passion, and that's basically what I show. Passion for my kids and for my digital media. So,
Jay, I just want you to check your Snapchat right now on air. Just check it.
Check my Snapchat right now on air. I don't know if that's a good thing. Let's see. I'm on air. I'm checking my Snapchat. It says it's from Joe. It's a new snap from Joe. How did you do that? Send that to me. I want that right now. You send that to me right now. I want this. Listen, I don't know if you guys can see this. Can you see this? Can you see this is what this fool just sent me? Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. I like the way I look. Let's just be real. I like the way I look. I don't think I look bad like this at all. Well done. Well done. Can I save it? No, I can't. It reports it. You save that and send it to me stat. I'm going to post this.
I'm going to. You know what? I don't even know how to work this thing, but I'm going to figure it out.
You can save it. There's a way to save it. You can save it and send it to me. All right. Thanks for tuning in. And I'm Jason.
I am Joe. Thank you for listening.
And thank you for your time.
The Last of the Nice Guys. Follow, like, and subscribe on Twitter and Instagram at Last Nice Guys. Facebook.com/Last Nice Guys or email lastoftheniceguys@yahoo.com.
This is an audio production of Vibe Revelation Studios, the cure for your common day. VibeRevStudios.com.